as you guys already know, I had a clip about anxiety, right? Because it's Mental Health Awareness Month. We're just touching up on some of these issues. And today I decided to kind of dive deeper when it comes to anxiety, specifically related to work. All right, so there's a phenomenon that's recently being researched and discussed. It's called doomjobbing. And yes, it kind of does remind us of a similar kind of concept called doom scrolling, right? When you're just scrolling through negative news on social media, even though it doesn't do you any good, it just stresses you out more and it just makes you feel tired. There's no advantage to it. Anyway, doom jobbing is also something that's equally harmful for you. And it's just, another lesson in futility. You're not going to really get anything meaningful out of it. So what is it? Let's explore this. Let's elaborate on this topic. So it's a compulsive anxiety driven habit, and this is where employees, people who have jobs, or even the unemployed, doesn't really matter, they spend a ton of time preparing for jobs, right? By that I mean everything: searching for jobs, maybe applying to them, having interviews for them, and every little detail that goes into that preparation. And this may be because they either need work in the first place, as we mentioned, some people are unemployed in this scenario, or they have work but they simply want something better because it better matches or fits their needs. Anyway, um, however, this type of action and behavior isn't a good thing because it actually often prevents employment. And you might find yourself doing this too if you're experiencing burnout, career instability, fear of getting laid off, or you may be worried about the great AI disruption, which we've been talking about for a while, and the recession. And some real instances of this behavior may include like constantly checking the job board, at your work site, even though you're employed. Or another one has to do with obsessively updating your resumes and LinkedIn, right? Kind of the same thing. Or maybe you're accepting a lot of interviews, but you haven't really prepared for any of them at all. So you haven't tweaked your resume. You haven't done a whole lot of research about the kind of questions they're going to test you on. You don't care. You're just accepting them and attending them. Whatever happens, happens. Now, something worthwhile noting here: this anxious behavior stems from uncertainty, doubt about your work-related future, instead of having like a clear career goal. So it's a very negative feeling here. Okay. And some recent factors that have been driving more and more doom jobbing behavior and habits just have to do with the fact that in industries, competition is becoming more fierce and there seems to be fewer openings than before. So a lot of people have this awareness about this ongoing issue. And of course, the other thing is that many firms these days, they're using AI systems to check applications by filtering out the applicants whose documents lack keywords. They're not using the keywords that they're anticipating, or they're using like different job titles. Like, say a person has written on their resume or CV computer programmer as the title for the position they're searching for, whereas AI is expecting them to have written software developer, and because it doesn't find those keywords in the title, it just rejects the application, right? It discards it. So when a lot of people who are working or who are unemployed, it doesn't really matter. When they have awareness about these ongoing situations, this is gonna push them to react by doom jobbing. And you know, not surprisingly, they're gonna be, bombing away resumes just to hundreds and thousands of places, crossing their fingers, like something will bite. And while they're doing this, unfortunately, they're just copy pasting the same resume, CV, cover letters to some extent, over and over and over again. Like they're not putting any time and effort in it whatsoever. Same template, same format, same wording, same phrases, same words. And in their heads, interestingly, they feel that their behavior, their actions, their habits are productive and organic because they think, hey, I'm spending hours and hours of energy and time into this, so it should definitely go somewhere. But unfortunately, what some people believe, we don't have research on this issue yet, it's still kind of ongoing, it's pending. But just ordinary folks believe that this is preventing them from becoming employed. Uh, this kind of strategy or mindset is going to make it more difficult to land a job or position. So this is just a common, prevalent belief among laymen. But what we'll see, what researchers have to say over time, and many people feel they'll just, affirm this point. And the thing is, when it comes to a solution, what should they be doing instead? Let's put it that way. So, in my view, a better response or solution to this kind of stressor would be to just focus on a few job applications, right? So when they see a few, like when they run into a couple job openings, they should spend a little bit more time preparing for them, not for hundreds and thousands of jobs and not putting, a lot of effort in them. But by just sticking to a few, openings, they could put more energy and more time into them. And while doing so, they should obviously tailor their resume, write words that are optimized for the ATS systems, the application tracking system, which is basically, in other words, that AI barrier that's, rejecting these resumes. And of course, not just that, it's not just the wording, but they also need to put a little bit more time, effort, and energy when it comes to the actual job description itself. This way, it doesn't look too, copy pasty. It looks more original, and it looks, something that's pertinent to what they're applying for. So, that'll also prevent AI from filtering their resume. So, you know, this is something to keep in mind. It's not guaranteed to land you the job 100%, but it does significantly increase your chance of having an edge over most of your competition, right? So who knows? It might give you a 30-60% edge, but this is just speculative. We don't know for sure, but it's better, than nothing. And it's, of course, obviously better than doom jobbing too.